Well, summer is upon us, and things are getting hot. Things are getting very hot down here in the south. We're at hitting triple digit temperatures, and fishing is getting a little bit tough. But it's not quite that the same story up north over there by the Great Lakes. So stay tuned, and we're gonna give you the top baits that you're gonna fish on both the north and the south. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. This is Jorge Santiago from JBR Fishing. So right now, it's July, and things are getting very hot. We had triple digits down here in the south, all over the south, but it's not the same story up north. Up north by the Great Lakes, Lake Erie, Lake Champlain, St. Lawrence River, all these areas up there in New York. Smallmouth are still spawning. They are still spawning, and so it's a different story down here. Over here, that time has come and went, and that's history now. So we're gonna give you the top baits that you're gonna be able to use up there up north, and as well as down here in the south. So it's a combination of a few different baits, and some of them are interchangeable. So the first one that we're gonna come up with, that we're gonna show you, is gonna be the net rig. So what I have right here is, if you're fishing up north, the smallmouth, some of them are still spawning, so they're still out there. So what I'm gonna fish out there up north is a net rig, something about this size. Maybe it's from Missile Baits right here. Something Robo Worm about this size here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna fish on very light tackle. I'm gonna use a spinning rod, of course. I'm gonna use a 6 to 8 pound test leader. I'm gonna use that on a 10-pound test braid, unless you want to go straight fluoro all the way through, and I'll fish that with a straight 6 or 8 pound test. Either which way, whatever which way you prefer, there's no wrong way of doing that. You could go a braid to fluoro, or just straight out fluoro, and you'd be good with that. That's what I'll be using. I'll be fishing that on at least somewhere in an 1/8 to 3/16 ounce net head. Okay, that's what I'll be using. Anything more than that is gonna be probably an overkill, and keep in mind they're still spawning, and I'll be using that. I'll be fishing that on a spinning rod, of course, and I'll be using a 6'9" medium, and I could go as high up to maybe a 7-foot medium fast. Okay, that's what I'll be using for that. Okay, so keep in mind, if you're up there up north, something that's gonna match the hatch. You got some gobies, maybe this color will match your gobies up there. I'm not from up that area there, but something that's gonna match your gobies. Maybe you have some shad. I don't know if you have shad up there, but this is Bass Pro Shop. I forgot what color this was. I've had this for a while. Something this color here. Green pumpkin is always gonna work. This is always gonna work, and this works everywhere. Okay. You got some Robo Worm. This color always works real good anywhere you go. So keep that in mind. You'll be match the hatch up north. Okay. The second choice that I'm gonna be able to do over here is gonna be we're gonna go with a drop shot. Okay. Now, a few options that you have that you can go with drop shots. Okay. For drop shot, I'm gonna go either one. I'll use Missile Baits 4.5 quiver, a quiver 4.5, or I'll use the X Zone Finesse Slammer. Okay, the small one. I'll go with the 3 1/4 inch, and if you need to, then I'll go with the 4 inch. That's not a problem. Then again, keep in mind, for that I will use a hook wise. I will use for that a VMC Finesse NACO hook. That's the one that has the keeper at the bottom, the floral keeper. And what I do is that I rig that as like a Texas rig. I don't hook it through the nose, and I don't do none of that. I like to hook it completely weedless, for the reason being that I fish close to a lot of grass. So now if you're up north, then you know, if it's just rocks and whatnot, you want to hook it through the nose, it's all good, you know. But I would not go more than I'll go as big as a number one hook or number two hook. That's as big as I'll go. That's it. I'll go very small. Other than that, you know, if you're gonna use the regular drop shot hooks, same thing, one or number two. Don't go any more than that. And again, I will fish that the same tackle that I will fish my net rig. I will go with a 6'9" to 7 foot medium rod, fast action. I will go with a if I'm gonna go fluoro, if I'm gonna go braid to fluoro, I'm gonna go with a 10-pound test braid, the braid of your choice, of course. And I'm gonna go either an 8 or a 6-pound fluorocarbon, and I'm gonna rig that with a 1/8 ounce weight, and I will go to as heavy as a 3/8 at the most, and that all depends. If I'm casting out, then I'm gonna be casting the lighter weight. Now if I'm dropping vertical straight down, I'm gonna use the heavier weight, okay? Now keep in mind that if I'm casting shallow, if I'm casting towards the shallow, because up north, you know, they're still spawning, so you're gonna see some smallmouth up closer to the shallow, you know, shallow flats. I don't think they go as shallow as the largemouth does, but then again, I've caught some smallmouth very shallow here in Lake Belton in Texas. I will go shorter leader. I will go 6-inch to 12-inch leader size from the weight to the hook. And if I'm going vertical straight down, a heavier weight, and I'm gonna go maybe 12-inch to 18-inch leader length. Okay, and the leader length, of course, I'm talking between the hook and the weight. That's the separation that I'm looking at. Now, number 3, I don't fish it. I've never used it before. I should try it, but it's very good for what I hear, of what I've heard. It is one of the most phenomenal baits out there. And matter of fact, what's his angler, Gussie? He's a master at that. It is the hair jig. Now, 2 things that I've learned from it, from doing a lot of research on it. If you're gonna go hot weather, you wanna go synthetic. If you wanna go cold weather, then you wanna go marabou. Those are the options for, you know, I haven't fished it. I cannot put money on that, but based on experts, that is the way to go with those. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those are your top 3 out there. Now, one more thing. I'm gonna give you a bonus one out there. Now keep in mind that I'm assuming this isn't with the assumption that you have forward-facing sonar or you have some side scan that you could idle and see some and mark some points, some structure, and you will cast to them. Okay. Now, if you don't have that type of technology on your boat, or you're fishing from the shore or whatnot, and it's a little bit difficult for you, I will go with a swim bait. And for that, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go with probably the X Zone, and this is the perch color. This is the perch color, and this is the mini swammer. Okay, it's a perch color. It matches pretty close to the Goby, so I will go with that. That is something that, you know, that's a search bait right there, and it's small enough that you're gonna be able to cast. And I will go with no more than maybe a 1/4 ounce jig head, maybe about that, you know, and search on that. You know, if you have grass, and just bring it and just cast it like if you're fishing a spinnerbait. Cast and just reel it right in. Okay, and just stay above the grass. If you got grass on the banks or whatnot, and just try to search from through there. If you're on the boat and you're fishing shallow and you don't have that technology that could, some forward scan or some side scan that you can mark some structure, then, you know, that's a good search bait right there. That's gonna help you quite a bit. Okay, for us in the South, like many of you will know that I'm in Texas, and Texas heat has been pretty much kicking our butt lately. We're about to hit a second wave in the triple digits. And that's not just Texas. Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, or the whole South has been getting hit hard. Part of Oklahoma got hit hard. We hit our second wave. We just went through it, and this coming week is gonna hit our third wave of triple digits. And that's probably why you haven't seen me too much in the water lately. And then again, you know, I have a knee injury, and I'm expecting to get a knee replacement in the next week or so. So yeah, I cannot stand up for too long. So that's why you haven't been able to see me on a boat and do all my videos in the water. So I'm pretty much limited to the office right now. But our first one, okay? Now keep in mind, the things have changed in the South. It's gotten hot, the water temperature's in the 90s. The thermocline is getting there, is coming out, is showing. Right now, thermocline seems to be somewhere in the 20-25 feet. And so all the fish are gonna stay, you know, they're breaking up and they're staying above that thermocline. So now what you want to do is that that's going to limit your chance. You know, you could go deep, but deep that you want to stay is if you want to fish the bottom of the lake, you got to stay at 25 feet. And if you're gonna catch some suspended fish, then, you know, keep in mind they're gonna be pretty much above the thermocline. So keep that up there, right? In the back of your head. So if you're fishing structure, you know, you're fishing out there, the first thing that I'm going to be using is going to be shaky head. The shaky head that I'm going to be using most likely is going to be somewhere in the 8 ounce, something small, 8 ounce. I don't think I got something 8 ounce because I like to fish a little bit deeper. But this is a little bit bigger. This about, where is it? I don't think I have something that small. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't think I do. But there's about a 1/4 ounce right here. So, but you want to fish that on. You could use a deception worm from X Zone. You know, you could use the deception worm. You could use watermelon red. You could go also with green pumpkin, blue flake. Those are two that work real good in the South. They imitate bass, shad. You could go with missile baits, Hillbilly Magic. That'll work. Quiver 6.5. This color, I tried it because it resembles pretty much Robo Worms, Martin's. I forgot the name of it. Martin's Magic or something like that. I don't remember what it is. But I also fish LaRue's Morning Dawn, and this color mimics that. And every time I use that color, I tell you, I put them in the boat. I put them in the boat, whether it's on the shore, off the shore, or it's from the boat. I put them in the boat with this one. Hillbilly Magic is a color that pretty much matches the shad over here. Now, keep in mind, let me show you something that's gonna be helpful. If that's to catch fish. If you know you are just to catch fish, then that's fine. You know, that's what you want to go with. Now, if you want to go and catch big fish, you want to target bigger fish, then you want to get something, you know, 3/16 right here. Maybe a little bit, it might be a 3/16 ounce right here, with a 5/0 hook. So that's what you want. Now, you want something longer. X Zone, you go to jbrfishing.com and to our store, and you go get I think it's the Blitz worm from X Zone. It's a 10-inch worm, okay? Or you could just go get any worm that's, you know, big worm. You're talking about big worms. You're not talking about, when I say big worm, I'm talking about 10-inch or larger, okay? I'm not talking about a 9-inch, a 7-inch, a 6-inch. I'm talking about not a deception worm. Deception worm, yes, that's gonna work if you're targeting any fish that you find, you know, close to something, maybe you're finesse fishing. Now you want to like catch something, you want to target bigger fish, you want to go this. Now with a shaky head, you're gonna go with a 1/8 ounce head on this, okay? And the line that I would use for that is gonna be like the same thing that I'm gonna use for the drop shot and one. I'm gonna go with a 10-pound braid to an 8-pound leader, okay? Or I'm gonna go straight 8 or 6-pound fluorocarbon on that. Those are my options there. Now, when I'm gonna go deep and I'm gonna stay deep and I'm gonna target big fish on the bottom, then I'm gonna go with something a little bit heavier, you know. I think I wanna say this is, yeah, what is, I forgot what it was. And 5/8 I think it is. 3/8 I think this is. It's almost half an ounce. So in a 5/0 hook, big hook. Now you want to go with big worm, 8, 10 inches, 11 inches, 12.5 inches, big worm, okay? Try and go with that. Use that type of shaky head, okay? It's gonna sink faster, and you know you're gonna fish it just like you fish a shaky head. That's for deep. The other ones that you want to use is gonna be a Texas rig. Texas rig, you fish it the same way. Get a big worm and fish it the same way. And what I will use for that is an 8-ounce jig, an 8-ounce bullet head on it, and fish it like that. So those are the best options that you got to fish here in the South in Texas with this heat. Because the heat is pretty much unbearable. And those are your options right there. You could go with a shaky head for if you just want to go out and have fun, catch some fish. Now, if you want to go target big fish and you want to go deeper, then that's the way to go. You know, you want to go to those 25 foot deep where that thermocline is at, and find some structure, lay down rocks or whatnot. Then that's what you want to do. You want to throw that big worm on a shaky head or a big worm on a Texas rig. You can even go Carolina rig and do that if that's something that you want to do. The other one, big thing, I should have brought it from the boat. I was in the boat this morning and I was gonna go fishing this morning, but my knee was hurting so much that I couldn't get everything ready. And it's a flutter spoon. If you have not used a flutter spoon, it is fantastic. You wanna cast it out there. You wanna cast it. The one that I use is about a 4-inch. It's something almost as big as a 4.5-inch quiver from that length. And I will cast it out to the ledge, a channel bend, cast it on that, and either reel it in, let it come to the bottom, let it hit the bottom, and just reel it pretty fast, and that'll work. Or if not, I would jerk it hard and just let it come down. The bite will come on the flutter. Okay, the bite will come when that spoon starts fluttering back down. That's when you're gonna get the bite, and those are big fish. That's where you're gonna get big fish at. Okay, so I hope that this video was informational for you. Hopefully it helped you. I'm sure that it's gonna help somebody out there. Keep in mind, up north, match the hatch. Smallmouth, a lot of us still spawning. Okay, there's a reason why the elites and all these other professional tournaments, they take a break right now, because they're waiting. And so right now, that's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be throwing some hair jigs up there. They're gonna be throwing some net rigs out there, and they're gonna be throwing some drop shot. Mark my words, that's what they're gonna go with. Goby or something that's gonna match the hatch. Okay, down here in the South, it is hot. It's the dead heat of summer. So those are your best options. Shaky head, Texas rig, and the flutter spoon. So like, share, and subscribe, and until the next one.